Welcome to It's On Halifax with your hosts, Mark Adam and Pat King. It's On Halifax is brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.
Welcome to another episode of It's On Halifax. I am one of your hosts, Mark Adam. On Twitter, you can find me, MarkAdamHFX.
Do this plug thing again? I don't even tweet anymore. But I'm Pat King, Pat King HFX. On Twitter. I really should get back on that horse, the Twitter horse.
It's a lot of fun. I find that the information you learn, I learn so much over Twitter that because I don't watch the news, I don't read the newspaper. All my information is Twitter. I follow all the local papers and all that stuff and all the local news outlets on Twitter. So I get all the news that I care about because I see the headline and a link. And if I think it's worth reading, I'll click it. So
I tend to lurk. Wherever on the internet, I'm just a lurker, I guess. Just that internet archetype.
That's fair.
I like it.
Lurking on the internet is kind of what the internet is for, other than porn.
Wait. Oh, other than. Okay, right. The internet is for porn.
Avenue Q.
Yeah, as one of the few like musicals or stage presentations I really, really, really enjoyed.
Yep. If you are listening live, then I say thank you and welcome and all that. Also, this can be downloaded through iTunes, or you can stream it right from our Facebook page.
I love the new setup, the Ustream collaborating with Facebook and being fully integrated.
Well, I did that actually.
Oh.
I coded that. So,
what?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, so I just took our Ustream page and I jammed it into Facebook. So you can click on, if you go to It's On Halifax on Facebook, there's a little button there that says Watch and Chat, and you can watch live with us and chat along. We're joined often by Danny Balbin of the Halifax Vintage Arcade and
Fat Apollo comes by sometimes.
Yeah, and those guys. So it's fun times.
Have the guys from Background Noise stolen our format?
Yes, they did. This week was their first week that they actually did that.
Fantastic.
When you're talking to us, use the hashtag IOHPC on Twitter. Makes it easy for us to follow along with the conversation. That said, how was your week, sir? There's ups and downs, strikes and gutters. I did some film work for one of my oldest friends, his wedding. It was a very small personal ceremony, about 30, 40 people. It 4 or 5 hours worth of work, a lot of really, really fun times. Made a quick buck and got to spend a night of drinking with the guys that I started school with back when I was a young lad. Huh. You shot a wedding, left all your gear in a cab.
Yeah, got it back. And, now I'm here. Other than that, really, not too much. Popped into the arcade again.
Free Play Wednesday?
No, just a meeting with Danny. Indie Forge Media is going a lot of different directions, and we've got a lot of interesting things so far kind of queued up.
Well, that's fun.
Look for those in the coming months, I suppose.
Yeah, I like that you sent me on Facebook this what was it, Modern Drunkard Magazine?
Modern Drunkard Magazine, yeah.
I read the article on how to ace an intervention.
Yeah, how to sidestep an intervention. I found it really funny.
It was funny, but it was also like creepily practical.
Oh, it's very accurate. I actually found it originally on a Reddit thread about somebody who was getting brought to a Christian group. He had recently outed himself as an atheist, and they were bringing him to a little like intervention, a Christian intervention to like find out why he doesn't believe in God or how he can like how they can get him back on the Jesus horse.
Oh yeah.
And he used a lot of the same techniques, calling people by their first names or respectfully agreeing with people, never losing your temper, giving very specific examples to contradict a lot of their accusations, adding levity to the situation. It was all very reasonable, and he had some success with it, I guess.
I mean, as much success as you can have in an intervention where everybody's there to, quote unquote, get you. They're there to help you in their heads, which is the worst part, because trying to convince somebody who is there because they're convinced they're trying to help, trying to get them to turn.
Yeah, and I guess
because an intervention is something that they've prepared themselves for.
Well, yeah, it's not on equal footing, and I think that's what an intervention's all about, is to kind of catch somebody off guard. I've never been a fan of them. I don't think they're fair at all. And I hate, even worse, that there's a show dedicated to it.
One of them was from Truro.
How awful is that, just watching families get torn apart and, like, you know, a few days we'll follow them around with the camera and watch them shoot up, and then we'll intervene. But until then, we're going to record them killing themselves slowly, and then, just so we can put it on television.
Maury Povich made a living out of it, and he still makes a living out of it. What's his name? Jerry Springer.
Oh, well,
a lot of that was staged.
Daytime talk show hosts.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they rely on people being douchebags and their family being cowards and needing help intervening. Yeah. They count on that. That's how they get things done.
And a lot of people say, well, intervention is it's helping people and yada yada. But I think it's more than anything, it's just exploitative. And interventions generally, a lot of them don't work. I love watching an episode of Intervention just for the final, like, the wrap up. Like, he was back to smoking crack like 2 weeks later. Oh, great. So this was all for nothing. That's, yep. Okay, cool.
Yep. TV. Yeah. Daytime TV is the worst.
But TV in general is still pretty good. I've recently caught up on Elementary. I watched 9 episodes in a row one day. I didn't even change out of my work clothes. I got home, sat down at the computer, and started watching Elementary, and didn't stop until like 3 in the morning.
Well, it's hard to stop watching Lucy Liu once you get going.
She's such a pretty lady.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, lady.
Oh.
But beyond that, it's actually a very well written show, very entertaining, and a very unique approach.
This. I like the approach they took with Lucy Liu. She's Watson. She's a girl. She's
and
the
she's
companion, quote unquote, like
a sober companion, because
he's just at a rehab from all the drugs he was doing.
And I didn't like that about the BBC Sherlock. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but they took the teeth out of his addictions. They gave him an addiction to nicotine patches. It's like, wow, that's kind of a pussy deal, considering he used to do opium and cocaine.
Yeah.
But back in, Elementary adds those things. He was on heroin or cocaine, but takes away a couple of the other things. Like his just how kind of refined he was. He was a little rough around the edges in Elementary, tattoos and
But I think because they did it as an update, right? They brought it into today, like as if he was doing it today,
right?
Which they did with the BBC version, but they took it into like where are they? Chicago, I think.
New York.
Is it New York?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so they bring it into that, so it's more modern, and it's more likely that if he was addicted to drugs and that kind of thing, he would be a lot rougher and sketchy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
in this day and age, he obviously wouldn't be like he wouldn't have those Victorian sensibilities kind of thing.
Exactly, and that's why I like that when they took that spin with that show. So
yeah,
that's kind of a. I also, what I started watching yesterday was I finally got around to start watching Homeland.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even realize before I started watching it, Mandy Patinkin's in it.
I'm not even sure who that is.
Mandy Patinkin.
I just like
Inigo Montoya.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you say Inigo Montoya, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just like the name Potemkin.
Yeah, Patinkin, yeah.
Patinkin.
Tee. And Mandy is the guy's name. But he's awesome. He was in, what's that, Criminal Minds. He was on that. Dead Like Me was another show that he was in that he was really awesome.
I find it really funny that he's been so active.
Show.
What's that? Dead Like Me?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dead Like Me. No, heck, I haven't seen him in anything. Yeah, I bet I would. I haven't seen him in anything since The Princess Bride. I was just like, well, he could have died after that for all I know.
No, he did a whole bunch of things. Like I said, Dead Like Me, Criminal Minds. Now he's doing this. He's done a couple of smaller parts in a bunch of different movies, and like he's always great.
Yeah.
Always great.
And it reminds me of something I read fairly recently on the internet about a guy on an Air Qantas flight, I think it was, who was asked to turn his shirt inside out because it made a couple of people uncomfortable. And it was a shirt that had the name tag in it. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And people were like, it's a couple.
People didn't get the joke.
A couple on this plane were like, we feel like he's gonna kill somebody. Like he's threatening. He's threatening us with his shirt. Like specifically, like we feel like he's out to get us. And the guy sitting next to this fellow with the shirt is just snickering because he knows the movie really well. And the what are they called?
Flight attendant?
Yeah, the air waitresses. She was kind of chuckling to herself too. Like everybody in dealing with the situation kind of knew the movie except for this couple, and they were just like, really, like, really, you are not offended. They felt threatened.
They were scared, legitimately
shirt.
scared. I hate stupid people.
Yes.
I hate stupid people. I have no patience for stupid people.
But I do love shirts, novelty shirts. I need to make more novelty shirts.
That's fair. Halifax got a lot of snow the last couple of days, eh?
I hadn't noticed.
There are snowbanks taller than Emily. Not that that's
So yeah, so
huge.
I was going
feat,
to say,
but-
that's not really saying
Yeah,
much.
we got about 8 inches or so.
Oh!
Oh. Ouch.
Because she's so small. She's fun size.
Ah, yeah.
Take that like you will.
Good things come in small packages.
Are you
that sounds
suggesting that we
dirtier than-
stuff her into a suitcase or something?
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
I fit inside most suitcases.
Oh,
Good to know.
Man, you were talking about going sledding later today?
I was talking
We
about
should
that.
shove her in a suitcase and slide it down the hill.
Oh,
That's a
dear
great
God.
idea.
She's smiling, but you can tell she's not liking the idea.
I do hope to go sledding though. I really want to make something out of this snow because it's good. It's not super sticky snow. It's not really snowball snow, but perfect for sledding.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the white powder kind of snow.
Yeah.
It's all very little snow.
So, fair enough.
I don't even mind it. I mean, I feel like this is the Canada that I know and love. I honestly wasn't. I was a little disappointed last year. It was a really mild winter, and it's beautiful out today. I mean, it's not cold. It's just really snowy.
It is very snowy. There's snowplows everywhere right now. And they're not even breaking out the little snowplows. Like, did you see the tractor that just went by? Like,
Yes.
that gigantic,
Yeah.
like, probably is normally used to, clear out quarries.
Yeah. It's
Rock
massive.
quarries. That's pretty big.
Good times.
Yeah, they're bringing out the bulldozers. So that said, yeah, my week was fairly uneventful, I would say. I did go to the Secret Bar twice.
Twice. You must be getting ahead of me on the menu there. I'm gonna have to go there and
Yeah, there's
catch up.
so many good things on their
I
menu.
know, it's so good.
But anyway,
I
sidestepping
might
that.
have my birthday there.
You what?
I might bring a bunch of people for my birthday to Noble.
That's not
I believe it's on a Thursday this year.
I
That's,
missed the Secret Bar episode.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to come with us, Emily, next time we go, just so you can. Yeah, you'd love it. It's a real classy place. It's right up your alley. It's 1940s, like speakeasy-esque.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
it's right out of the Prohibition. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, my birthday's on a Thursday this year.
Oh, you just went and looked it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
On
mean, it's
a
not like.
Saturday.
This year it was a Monday for me. The last couple of years it was like a Friday and a Saturday, and then the leap year made me skip the Sunday.
Oh.
So
Mine was Friday last year, and it's Saturday this year.
yeah, this year it was because last year was a leap year, but it happened after my birthday. Like I went Friday, Saturday, and then the leap year was that year. So then I skipped the Sunday, and now I skipped the Sunday. So now my birthday this year was on a Monday, but I
Hooray.
still went and got good and liquored.
Yeah, it was
two
good times.
Do you guys know what day you were born on?
What day of the week?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No?
I'm sure you can look it up online.
Yeah.
There are websites dedicated to when the day you were born and what happened during that day, or like.
Yeah. Speaking of, that's a good transition. Why don't we talk about this day in history, our segment?
Sure.
That we do. This
segment
this
that we
will
do.
be week 3 we've done it, so it's we're getting there.
I guess it's a thing now. Yeah.
The fire extinguisher in 1863 was patented by Alanson Crane.
Frat parties haven't been the same since.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the YWCA in 1870 was founded in New York.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the Young Women's. What is it? Something. I don't know. It's
That's
like,
new.
the YMCA,
Yeah.
YWCA. But they finally. There was a Y.
Kind of like the WNBA. Nobody knows about it.
Well, there's a little bit of that, yeah. Or nobody cares. Is that what it was?
The electric arc light was used for the first time.
That was true. 1879.
Which also goes back to the light bulbs at the Noble, the secret bar. I believe those are electric arc lights.
Yes, they
that
are,
they
and
use.
they're old school. They order them in from the Edison
It's like
company.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one company that makes them. The original Edison light bulbs. Very, very cool.
Yes. 1933, this day, being February 10th, by the way. The singing telegram was introduced by the Postal Telegraphs Company of New York City. Singing telegrams were invented on this day, 80 years ago.
1920, Major League Baseball representatives outlawed pitches that involved tampering with the ball. Oh, come on.
Yeah, like they used to take the stitching out and make it so that it would, like, fly funny.
Or the old spitball.
Oh, yeah.
So literally just spit on the ball so it changes the arc.
Yeah, gross. Yeah, so that was kind of fun. There was also, this year in 1962, the Soviet Union exchanged captured American U-2 pilot Francis Gary Powers for the Soviet spy Rudolf Ivanovich being held by the U.S. So
Wow.
they had that was their spy trade.
I feel like there is a movie somewhere that.
I think there's a movie about that.
1949, Death of a Salesman opened at the Morocco Theater in New York. That's a
cool.
big one because I really like the Death of a Salesman.
1981, the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel Casino caught fire. 8 people were killed and 198 were injured.
Gnarly.
That's kind of crazy.
You hear about that fire at the Brazilian club recently? think it
Oh,
was in
I
Brazil.
heard about it, but I don't know what the details were.
Oh, it was awful. There was a fire that started, and people were pushing their way through, and the bouncers were fighting against them, and even barred some of the doors because people hadn't paid their tab, and a lot of people died. A lot of people died. There are currently charges pending for the owners of the bar and the entire bouncing staff.
Whoa.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people are referencing this fire that happened early 2000s in the States. There's actually a video of it, of this club. A band was playing and they had fireworks and stuff going off, and the stage caught fire, and literally it goes up in like 3 minutes. And there was a guy in the club who was doing a piece for the news on club safety, and he's filming, and the club goes up in smoke, and he films the whole time, and people are getting stuck in the door, and it's just absolutely
Oh
terrifying.
yeah, people are getting trampled,
Yeah.
and the
It was
the
not
bouncers
good.
generally aren't helping because they're clueless and they don't know what happens, so they just stick to protocol, which sometimes means just literally kicking people back into a burning bar.
Well, I mean, common sense has to click in at some point. Holy shit, the place is on fire. Let's get everybody outside, and then we'll worry about who owes what.
Well, yeah.
The building is burning down. You know,
You're going to get
you're
insurance money anyway.
Yeah,
don't worry about
you're
it.
talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage, and you're worried about my $20 bar tab. Fuck
Yeah.
you. So, this day in history, 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, who was Miss Black American contestant.
And
Yeah.
now he's on an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Hey, the guy's put his life back together.
Still.
I've always been
Well,
a
yeah,
fan
he's-
and
he's-
defender of Mr. Mike Tyson.
Were you defending him the day after he bit Holyfield's ear?
No, that was shitty, mind you. But Holyfield has been known to fight kind of dirty.
Did he ever bite anybody?
No, but he had.
Did he ever bite anybody?
A lot.
Did he ever bite anybody?
No, what?
Mike Tyson bit his ear off. He didn't just like bite his ear, he bit his ear off.
Yeah.
That's a level above.
Have you ever been a headbutt? during a boxing match? It's no fun. It's ridiculous.
I haven't accidentally headbutted. But...
No, but he apparently was fighting a little bit dirty. Now, we can talk about that, but I feel like you skipped over something fairly important in 1990, which was the release of Nelson Mandela after 27 years of captivity.
That was the announcement.
The announcement.
He actually was released tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Still, that's huge.
Yeah, like February. He was released February 11th. So, but that is huge.
Yeah.
The announcement was made today. That was actually signed, I think, Friday.
Have you seen Invictus, the movie that Clint Eastwood made about Nelson? It's got Morgan Freeman playing Nelson Mandela.
Yes, it's that's with the rugby team
in South
with
Africa.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, incredible movie. It's worth it just for the performance of a lifetime in Morgan Freeman, and I really like the way that Clint Eastwood decided to recreate a lot of the news shots. Like, literally took footage from the news where Nelson Mandela was in it and just replaced all the actors and recreated it exactly the way it would have been shot, with the really long telephoto lenses up in the stadiums and things like that, like a sporting event. It's very, very cool. I thought it was a great movie.
Done.
There you go. Okay, love it.
Technology, man. We're at that place in history now. Where,
yeah, you're gonna have that movie in 5 minutes.
It took until 1998 for hate crimes to hit the internet.
In cyberspace, yeah. Hate crimes on the internet.
In 1998, a man became the first to be convicted of committing a hate crime in cyberspace. He was a college dropout, and he emailed threats to Asian students.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on the justice system, though.
To convict him?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it took a long time for that to be a thing on the internet, but once it was, I mean, by then the internet was becoming a big thing that people actually were more aware of.
Exactly. And a hate crime, just, I hate the word hate crime because I feel like it makes it sound less serious than it is. I mean, there are plenty of reasons to hate people in general. Race is not one of them. That's not even okay. I mean, I feel like hate crime should be a little more descriptive to really hammer in the fact that the person who does it is such a huge asshole.
Yeah, anyway, the guy got convicted, so, I mean, hate crimes are not something that people take lightly.
Yeah.
Because if you let those things get out of hand, then, you know, shit hits the fan.
And look where we are today. You read the YouTube comments and see how many times you can get the word faggot in 10 posts.
Yeah.
I know, we haven't really gotten that far, but close enough.
Yeah, true. That said, let's move on to the next one here. 2005, and this is kind of terrifying still to this day. North Korea publicly announced for the first time that it had nuclear arms. The country also rejected attempts to restart disarmament talks in the near future, saying it needed the weapons as protection against an increasingly hostile United States. This is 2005. This isn't the Cold War. This is 1980. That's 8 years ago, and they're still testing nuclear bombs.
Still very relevant. There was a video released very recently with what looked to be a burning New York, essentially. It came out of North Korea. And, you know, they've... South Korea, people at the border between the no man's land, the demilitarized zone, I think it is. Anyway, the South Korean government has instructed them to fire back, to shoot to kill, as far as any attacks on their borders go, or any hostility at all. So things are very, very tense in North Korea at the moment. And it worries me a little more than it should, but that's part of the reason I don't read politics. You know, if nuclear war starts, I would rather it be a surprise. I don't. Yeah. I got more things to worry about.
What's that sound? That'd be the end of it, right? Like, surprise nuclear attack.
Did you just feel the floor rumble?
Something's rumbling. But at the end of the conversation.
Yeah, little do you know, New York is no longer in existence.
And the last thing I got here is that 2009, an American and a Russian satellite collided over Siberia.
Wow.
That's kind of funny. That was only 4 years ago.
Yeah, and you know, there's actually a website where you can go and see pinpoints of where all of the junk is in our atmosphere.
Oh, that's cool.
You can track every satellite, every dead satellite, every active satellite, every piece of space junk that's just floating around up there. They track it all actively.
Well, because they want to know what it's going to destroy when it lands.
Well, exactly. They have to calculate the trajectories of it. I tried to load this website on my computer, and it took forever because it's a very detailed map, and it's real time as well. It's actually really, really cool.
You remember the series Dead Like Me? We were just talking about it. It has Mandy Patinkin in it.
See?
The girl, like the whole story starts because this girl dies. She gets killed by a piece of falling debris from a space station, but it's the toilet seat. So she gets
toilet seat moving at terminal velocity.
She gets killed by a space toilet. Anyway, that's how the series starts.
Very cool.
And then becomes a Grim Reaper.
That's a very dark comedy, I feel.
It's very
or
dark.
maybe
It's very dark. She's a Grim Reaper. That's her.
That's what the show is about Grim Reapers.
Oh, and it's just a drama or a comedy
It's
or
a
is
comedy.
It's a I hate the word, but like one of those dramedies.
But I would put it more on the comedy side.
Yeah,
Dark
it's more funny than it is dark. But
I love dark comedy. Well,
but there are certainly moments, especially when she's dealing with her family, because she doesn't look like her, but she's not supposed to go back and communicate with her family and stuff, but she does sometimes, and like she watches her family, and it's really sad that way. Like the drama part comes from that.
Well, and any good comedy. I mean, that's why I love black comedy so much, because it can approach a lot of things that people don't talk about, or a lot of really depressing things. What's the old thing they used to say? If you're gonna tell them the truth, by God, make them laugh, or else they'll kill you. You can be very truthful. You can say a lot of things with comedy, like really dark comedy, that make you think at the same time. The subject matter that people don't generally find funny. I love it, personally. It's my favorite kind. I take my comedy black, thanks.
That's weird. We're getting a question here from Dan.
Oh, Mr. Dan Haig.
He's asking, what is the movie recommendation of the day? He's trying to catch up on 2012. He watched Snow White last night and really enjoyed it. So.
Well, I was talking to Emily about this yesterday. We were talking about catching up on the Oscar.
Yeah, I watched The Impossible last night.
With Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, and Naomi Watts about the tsunami in Thailand.
Interesting.
And it was really good. It's emotionally exhausting film because this really happened, and most of the extras in the movie are actual survivors of the tsunami, and they filmed in the exact spots that it happened in, like at the hotel that the family is staying at. They filmed there, and they put the kid and the mother in the spots that those people were in when the tsunami hit. So
Hey, I feel like that's some pretty powerful filmmaking techniques.
It was really incredible. Definitely worth it.
That's cool. So what was that called? That's called The Impossible.
The Impossible, yeah. A lot of these are playing in theaters now.
Do you have a suggestion?
I am actually going to go see The Silver Linings Playbook on Tuesday, very likely.
I saw that. It was quite good.
I loved it too.
It was pretty slow to build.
It is.
But it's not an action movie, right? It's not. It's also not a football movie, and that confused a lot of people. Because
it's about human relationships. It's about people, so it's slow to get into it, but the performances are amazing from the entire cast.
Yeah, agreed. Also, I gotta say, if you didn't see it, my recommendation would be Dread. It's fantastic. It's really. It takes that whole like comic book turned movie or graphic novel turned movie genre and does it right.
Oh man, it just pile drives it.
It's
good.
So well made. Like there's so few comic books or graphic novels turned movies that you're like, for the most part, the ones that are good take a really comedic spin, like the Avengers, for instance, Iron Man. There's a lot of like comedy and stuff to make up for how like crazy things are. But Dredd took it the other way and they made it really real.
They just stuck to the source material.
Yeah,
very closely.
Which was really well made. I gotta say, so go see Dredd.
I was so glad to read recently that it was just killing DVD and digital sales. It's making a lot of money back. It's one of those instant cult favorites. So I think, like, fingers crossed, they're gonna get a sequel.
Oh man, you know what? I almost want to watch it again.
Yeah, I would totally watch it again.
Let's watch it today.
Maybe.
I saw part of it while you guys were watching, and I was very intrigued. So.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the camera work, the
digital effects.
the effects weren't overdone, but they were.
They were impressive.
Oh man, the drug, they call it slow-mo.
Slow-mo.
Oh, mind blowing. The cinematography.
And the 3D, when I went to go see it in
oh,
theaters.
he's catching up
Oh.
on DVD releases. But yeah, Dread. Go see
yeah,
Dread.
if you haven't already seen it, Dread. Other than that,
Just because it's not on DVD doesn't mean you can't watch it.
That's true. The digital downloads are a thing.
That was a really
Get it on
creepy whisper
iTunes.
from Emily in the corner.
I'm looking over some of the things you've downloaded here recently, Adam, and some of them are pretty good. Flight. I
Haven't seen it.
They
Haven't seen Looper.
Oh, I haven't seen that
Haven't seen Men in Black 3. I only downloaded that because I've seen the first two, and I keep
Okay,
meaning to watch it, but I can't bring myself to take it seriously enough to watch it. You know what I mean?
I thought it was really entertaining. I mean, it was a good.
I mean, it's going to be more of the same gimmicks to get all the way through. And
No, not really. And I think a big reason that it didn't feel too gimmicky. It felt like the other movies, but with somebody replacing Tommy Lee Jones for a majority of the movie. His name eludes me at the moment. Great actor. Anyway, he nails the impression, but also brings a certain freshness to the movie, to the characters. And I don't think I can allow you
Josh
guys to
Brolin?
go another day. I'm sorry?
Josh Brolin.
It was Josh Brolin, yes, who's a favorite actor of mine. I can't let you guys go another day without seeing Looper. I refuse. I will duct tape both of you to the couch if I have to.
Also, he hasn't seen Looper, so that's good. 7 Psychopaths.
Yeah, from my favorite, or very close to one of my favorite writer-directors, Malcolm McDonough.
It's really well made. It's like the movie. It's almost meta because it's talking about making a movie, but they're making the movie that they're talking about making the entire time. And
Yeah, and it's funny. It's Malcolm McDonough kind of toying with the film format because his first movie, In Bruges, which
was fantastic.
it's probably my favorite movie. So if you haven't seen In Bruges, it's a movie about two hitmen who botch a job and end up hiding out in Bruges until things cool off and get infinitely complicated by a gangster played by Ralph Fiennes. But he originally was an award-winning playwright, so you could see a lot of his playwright sensibilities.
You could
in
do
Bruges.
In Bruges on a play.
Absolutely.
On a stage.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
You could probably do
You've got 4 characters.
like 7 Psychopaths. You could definitely do that on a stage.
Well, I don't know about that. I think Seven Psychopaths was a little more him toying with the format of filmmaking. I mean, he really got, again, those meta kind of like, they say film is a metaphor for life. You know, it's metaphorical kind of thing, and he really put himself into the film, kind of using the lead actor. Christ, again, I'm
Colin
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell. I'm having a bad day with names.
Who was also in Bruges.
Yeah, but he's kind of playing Malcolm McDonough's proxy kind of thing. You could tell he put himself into this and kind of.
But it was really well done.
Yeah, his relationship with movie making, I feel, it kind of came through.
Speaking of 2012 movies and Colin Farrell, see Total Recall. I was really worried about watching it because I really loved the original.
Yeah, we grew up on the Schwarzenegger stuff.
Yeah, so man.
But again, it was a bit revisionist, and they updated it, which was nice.
Yeah, so definitely go see Total Recall. It really didn't feel like the original movie.
Oh,
It felt more like an homage, quote unquote. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't a remake as
it-
much.
It had a few throwbacks.
Yeah, and it took it because the girl that walked up, you'll wish you had 3 hands. Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
kind of like you were waiting for the woman with 3 boobs. You were just waiting for it.
Yeah,
so.
you knew it. So it had a couple of nods to the originals, but I feel like it was confident enough to go in its own direction, which I think is good.
Yeah, agreed.
I had a good laugh here. Dan is also saying, come pick up your DVDs, because I left my entire DVD collection there. He said, I stole a few for now, like Jerry, Blade Runner, and Good Will Hunting. That's okay. Good Will Hunting and Jerry, both by
Good Will Hunting.
Gus Van Sant, directed both, and both star the Afflecks, Casey Affleck and Ben Affleck in both, respectively. But Blade Runner, I have to tell you, Dan, that you're listening, those Blade Runner DVDs are signed by Rutger Hauer. If anything happens to them, you will pay in blood. Because I plan on... I actually just had a Blade Runner poster print mounted so I can hang it up on my wall and frame the 2 DVDs signed by Rutger Hauer and hang them up next to the poster. They're kind of a prized possession of mine.
So what you're saying is Dan's life is in danger.
Yes, but okay, I know he'll treat them well. Dan is a very respectful person and very good with DVDs. While we lived together, we had a thing for putting DVDs back in their cases and like games back in their cases.
They go in the right case.
Oh yeah.
Don't put them in the case that you're putting the next thing in from.
And honestly, I was probably the worst offender at that point. Dan's very good for that kind of thing, so I'm not too worried.
All right, we're gonna take a break.
Yes.
And we're going to come back and we'll do this week's Why Is That a Thing amongst other topics of discussion. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
You want your special day to be just right, right? Well, so did I. I called A2 Canada, and all the little details took care of themselves. An audio-video setup, photographer, and even a videographer, all working as a team to capture the memories I cared about. Oh, and I saved a bundle by getting them all in the same place. You should try it.
A2 Canada. Professionalism you can count on.
Oasis, epic sports pub, where you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot.
It's not strong, so like just
Your mics are on.
to be strong. It's.
I'll put your mic on.
Oh, God damn it! Still juice.
What a cunt.
Hey.
I mean, sorry.
Are you talking about me?
What? No, Amy.
Oh.
Oh.
Only talking about his girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about giving her a hard time. I would never call her a cunt to her face. I don't even think she's a cunt. I just like saying cunt. Cunt.
Also, I think she can take you.
Probably. Just because I don't hate girls. Also, by calling her a cunt, I'd be giving her a reason to hit me. So it wouldn't be fair to fight back.
You still writing notes?
I always figure out the math of when we'll be done break. Well, when we finish the break. Because if we don't do it on the 30, then.
Oh.
You sound like a game of Yahtzee. Speaking of which, board games. We still have to play Risk.
We gotta play Risk.
I know. Let's go sledding and play Risk and get drunk all day. Watch a movie.
Whoa! Pick one. Oh.
All of them.
All of them. The snow fight is right after the episode, and
Wait.
then what?
You had that?
I've had it since my birthday last year.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never episode before. That's why I was like, hey, wait a second.
Boop.
One of these days you're gonna go do that, and I'm just gonna hump your fist.
That is the weirdest sentence that you've said all today.
You'll be like, huh, boom. What up now? Deal with it.
Are you gonna put that over my head?
No.
Because yes. What are you doing to me?
Do-rag.
I think it just feels
Cheapest
like
gangsta ever.
Why are you so lazy?
I love that episode. I love all the episodes.
We've had a couple that I've thought, wow, I can't believe we just did that.
I hate to see your fridge empty. Makes me sad. Also, we didn't eat breakfast this morning, so if we go to the booze store, we can pick up some food and make it. Maybe not breakfast, but
Lunch.
we can get a bucket of chicken.
Your mom's a bucket of
Hey, whoa. Actually, that's kind of nice. That's a little out of character for you, but...
Oh, if you saw me and my best friend Francesca, your mom jokes just fly left, right, and center.
I like it.
Anything you say is game, pretty much, and most of them don't make any sense.
I've recently been very, very apprehensive about your mom jokes, because I did one while Kevin was around and his mother passed away like a year ago.
Oh.
And I was just like, I'm so fucking sorry, buddy. Like,
Only do it with people you're really close to.
well, and that's the thing. I am really close to
Oh,
Kevin.
really?
I mean, we're best friends.
Oh.
Like, we were friends all through high school, and now we do
But you just
Indie Forge Media. But yeah, I mean, I treat him like I would anyone else. He's one of my best friends, so obviously I'm just gonna like rib him a little bit, kind of thing. Anyway, but he knew that I didn't mean anything by it, and he said, he goes, "You can say whatever you want about my sister, just not my mother." And I'm like, fair enough. Your sister's fat.
we're back.
And we're back. That was cool. Like the awkward silence. I'm pretty sure I cause an awkward silence every episode.
At least one. I don't know how you do it every
It's-
single episode.
It's a
but
practiced skill.
here we are. I wasn't even ready. She just said we're back, so
Yeah,
guess
it's kind
that
of
means-
sprung that one on us, Emily.
I guess
Jeez.
that means we're back. Thanks,
Yeah.
Em.
What?
I have the palette.
She does. She can mute our mics and do all kinds of stuff.
Luckily for us, she is a benevolent ruler.
She did, however, post on our Facebook page earlier, what are your snow day plans? We want to hear what they are.
We were just having a discussion. We were talking about watching movies. We were talking about going sledding.
Snow fighting.
Also, we meant to play Risk recently, but I left my Risk here. We never got around to doing it. So let's take a quick vote. To anyone who's listening, sledding, Risk, or movies,
Or all of the above.
or all of the above, which Emily and I were voting for. What would you rather do on a snow day? Because I know some people who just downright hate going out in the snow. They get all cold and, wet. Speaking of wet, what is this, Adam?
This is our Why Is That a Thing segment.
Oh, cool, because I've heard of this. I'm glad we get to discuss it.
Yes, what it is it's called Bang Your Friends. It's a website, bangwithfriends.com.
Huh.
And basically what it does is you sign up to it, and it puts it out on Facebook that you're looking to... And you pick somebody from Facebook, like, I want to bang this person.
Okay.
Who is probably, like, a friend of yours in a mutual group. And then if they sign up for Bang Your Friends, then... And they pick you, then it goes, hey, you've both picked each other to secretly bang, so that no one will know.
So
then-
now you should go do it.
Now you should go bang. So,
Actually, not that bad of an idea.
well, it's just another way.
I would be the one to be like,
Another way the internet
No,
is
I'm
trying to
awful.
fuck up your social life. That's
That's true, because, I mean, well, back in the day, sex was, you had to work for that shit. You had to have social skills.
and there's even an explanation how it works.
That's sad.
I know. Basically, step 1 is sign up for this. Connect your Facebook to this page. Step 2 is pick the people you want to bang. And step 3 is wait for people to pick you.
But they have to sign up, so people have to know that you signed up. It's...
But they don't have to... Well, no. Because if they sign up and it's like... It's... I don't know. It's... The point is, it's a way to be sneaky about banging friends of yours.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's really what you want to do to bang people, is be sneaky. That's the exact method you should go by.
Anyway,
Because, being charming and witty is definitely not... Sneaky definitely is the way to go.
No girl goes for that. It's all about the sneaky.
Yeah, it's...
No. Just no.
Yeah. I saw you posted my photo there as well. Thanks for that, by the way.
That's so sad.
It
It
is a sad story.
And it's funny because I only heard that story after I got back. When I was there, that actually just struck me, just looking at it. I wasn't... Yeah, it was just an interesting thing, I suppose.
By the way, we're talking about the elephant being chained
Chained.
up with a tiny little rope.
Hemp rope, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, just check it out. It's a photo that I took while I was in an animal park in Japan, going to see pandas.
Yeah.
I also have a picture of a panda bear that looks like he's playing a flute.
You what?
Yeah.
There's
'Cause
nothing
he's- 'cause
cuter
he's-
than pandas.
Because he's chewing on the bamboo.
Yeah, he's chewing on a sprig of bamboo, and it looks like he's playing the flute. And I made a meme out of it that said, "Let me play you the song of my people."
Is that kind of racist? I don't know. Anyway,
No, I don't think
I
so.
hope
I
not.
mean,
Uh,
now to say that all pandas are Asian would be racist, but I guess not, because technically that's
They
true
are
too.
They are all.
Adorable things, though. They will maul you, apparently, which is something I didn't know.
And is it? Have they decided whether they're bears or not?
I'm not entirely sure.
Because I know there's a lot of debate over whether or not pandas and koalas. Koalas are not bears. They're marsupials.
Marsupials, yeah.
And I think the same argument is trying to be applied to panda bears.
But panda bears aren't marsupials.
But are they bears?
Ooh.
According to Wikipedia, the article starts with, "This article is about the mammal in the bear family."
Huh.
Okay, so it is technically a bear.
But a different species.
It says
Well,
it's
yeah.
a bear.
But it's like, dogs and coyotes are from the same family.
It might not be like, the Latin roots and everything.
Yeah,
They're probably
we're
not
talking about like
exactly the same.
taxonomy, yeah.
But it's in the bear family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I wasn't sure if it was classified.
Now-
Because I know there was a
now
lot of
read-
debate about that.
Now read the genus and kingdom. And
No. Stop talking.
I wonder what the Latin name for panda bear is.
It's
I think it's fucky pat.
something I can't pronounce. But it means, it's interesting because it means black and white cat foot.
See, tell me that's not interesting.
See, and that was the thing. I think the talk of pandas had something to do with felines and something.
Yeah, they're just their own branch of the
Yeah,
species,
but I mean,
I suppose.
yeah.
Some kind of species. It's complicated.
Speaking of marsupials, do you remember that old cartoon show that lasted for like maybe a year called Marsupilami?
Nope.
No?
Not even close.
Oh, we should totally look it up.
Although I did take about 10 minutes this morning to laugh at a GIF image that I found on the internet of a kangaroo holding an exercise ball, staring straight into a camera, and then dropping it, and the words, "Playtime's over, motherfucker," show up at the bottom, and I just found it to be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I can't remember.
So I'm like, sometimes I wonder where my time goes. I never get any writing done. And then I think back, and I'm sitting at my computer watching a GIF image of a fucking koala bear while drinking my or a kangaroo while drinking my coffee for like 10 minutes. Like, ow.
Here it is.
Marsupilami.
Here it is. I googled Marsupilami. I'm going to click on the U.S. trailer. So we're going to watch that for a second.
This reminds me of a cartoon.
What? What? I don't think that's the one I wanted.
I think this is a 3D movie of the
There it is.
of the cartoon.
Yeah, sorry, intro and outro, I guess. Wow, that was weird. He has this crazy long tail.
Oh, I remember this.
I do remember this.
Marsupilami!
All right, so that's Marsupilami.
Marsupilami.
Wow, that would be a really good candidate for another cartoon party that Dan and I have been meaning to have again. I must have told you about these.
No.
What? Yes, I did. I've told you about it. I'm sure I might have even mentioned it on the show before. We got together from 11 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. I bought 8 different boxes of breakfast cereals and a 40-ouncer of Baileys. And we just watched cartoons all day. We picked a bunch of different
That's
cartoons.
brilliant.
We never watched more than 2 episodes of a cartoon for 12 hours. So imagine how many episodes of different cartoons we had to watch. I mean, we watched, so much fun.
Are you ready for
I got
this?
so drunk on cereal. It was great. The new Archer? Yes. I love your TV selection. Sometimes when you're not home, I break in just to watch your TV. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. What
Are
is
you
this?
seeing this?
Parker Lewis Can't Lose? I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Parker Lewis Can't Lose is?
Nope.
Okay, first of all, Corin Nemec, the guy in the middle of the picture there, he played Parker Lewis on the show.
Okay.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And he also turned up later in life, and I never made the connection for some reason, but he turned up as Jonas in Stargate SG-1. So, and I was like, oh, that guy looks so familiar, and I couldn't figure out why. And anyway, so after a while, it just became Jonas from Stargate, and I never thought about the connection. But then I downloaded this again because I had forgotten all about it, and it is hilarious.
This looks so like late 80s, early 90s.
It's 1990.
Oh man. Bad pattern sweaters and really colorful, abstract fonts.
Yeah, and the way
Leather
the
jackets.
TV show is made is like it's very.
I bet it's very Saved by the Bell.
No,
No?
no. Even
Less-
though the logo looks pretty much identical,
Less
like
wholesome?
no, it's just more ridiculous, less real situations.
Right.
Like Parker Lewis Can't Lose was a high school show. Then you had
I feel
less serious but still comedy was Saved by the Bell, and then you go the other way with like Degrassi and
yeah.
you know
Less
what I mean?
after school special.
Yeah, less funny, less.
I feel like you're looking at this show, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, with some very rose-colored nostalgia glasses right now. 'Cause
No,
it
I've
does
seen.
not look-
I went back and watched a couple episodes just to be like, because you know how sometimes you go back and you watch a TV show and you're like, wow, it was cool when I was a kid, but fuck that.
like the original Ninja Turtles.
Yes, and
Couldn't make it through an
the
episode.
raccoons.
I love the raccoons still.
Me too, but I loved it, the raccoons, but I went back and I watched a couple episodes and I'm like, I don't have the patience to sit through these episodes anymore.
We watched a couple of those at the cartoon party as well. No, I don't think we would, but that'd be another good one. But just to watch,
Run
like,
with us.
oh,
We've
man.
got everything you need.
It's a classic Canadian
Run
tune.
with us.
I love it. And
So good.
Hobo with a Shotgun ending with that song is so beautiful.
Oh, that made my. I was the guy standing clapping like that. That just happened.
Well, yeah, and I knew I was going to be staying for the credits because I knew so many people who worked on the movie personally. So I wanted to see, but then the song came on, and I never realized how dark of a song it was too. For the raccoons, it's just about being an outcast and like
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, I'm all caught up on the following the series. It's
I'll never say no to bacon.
you can't say no to bacon, but there's a new episode tomorrow, so I'll be downloading that or watching that, I should say.
Oh yeah, and I think there was a new episode of Elementary.
It's just such a good television show.
I love TV now.
But Kevin Bacon as a TV star instead of a movie star.
Well, there's been a lot of that going on. I mean, for example, with Homeland, you got Claire Danes.
Yeah, Claire Danes and Mandy Patinkin. And
Who's now just on television. Lucy Liu, nothing but television.
Yeah, I think
You
a
know.
lot of people have crossed over. It used to be television was you're either a television actor or a film actor, and film actors were more highly regarded.
Well, exactly, and where people are watching less television now, TV has really had to step its game up.
Yeah. And there's a lot of really great shows out
Yeah,
there.
and it's becoming a legitimate way because showrunners have got a lot of the power back now. It's less studio controlled. I mean, for a long time, TV, especially in the '90s and stuff, it was just sitcoms. I mean, it was very formulaic.
But yeah, Nicholas Brody, the guy that plays what the hell's his name? Damian Lewis.
Yeah.
He plays Nicholas Brody in Homeland, and he did the series Band of Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
He was Captain Winners or whatever.
So many people's careers got made by Band of Brothers.
Well, yeah, Ron Livingston got another kick.
Yeah, another kick at the ball kind of thing.
He was also in Defying Gravity with my good buddy Will.
So good.
So, yeah, like, it's a good show.
Yeah, very nice. It's a good day for TV. It's a
We
good day to be a...
we have dedicated too much of
consumer.
today's episode to movies and television.
I can't help it sometimes.
It's a snow day, though, so that kind of makes sense.
Well,
like,
yeah.
what are you going to do on a snow day? You're going to stay the fuck in and,
Make some hot chocolate.
hot chocolate.
Because that is something that I haven't done in a very long time. I did make my special drink at work recently, which is coffee, hot chocolate, and mint tea. It's delicious.
Coffee, hot chocolate, and mint tea.
That sounds really good.
It is really
You got the
good.
caffeine rush, the chocolate, and the minty freshness.
Yeah. It's like an after eight. You know, the little chocolate mint things? I love those. But also, I was just like, well, I'm going to put some caffeine in here too, just because.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Promised Land.
Yeah, again, Gus Van Sant, I believe. Dan was talking about watching Jerry and Good Will Hunting. So if you want some more Matt Damon, some more Gus Van Sant, check out Promised Land. It's his new movie about fracking, the oil company. Oil companies fracking and then killing. It's very, very environmentally bent. But, yeah, Matt Damon is...
But John Krasinski? Come on.
Yeah, it's nice to see John Krasinski flexing some dramatic muscle as well.
Yeah, instead of just staring at the camera.
Because, I feel he could get really pigeonholed with the role that he had in
The
The
Office?
Office. Yeah,
Yeah.
people, like...
Have you not seen Pan's Labyrinth yet?
No, I have not seen Pan's
Oh,
Labyrinth.
so good.
I also haven't
So
seen
creepy.
Hit and Run.
I didn't even know that it was a thing.
Well, Dax
Okay.
Shepard wrote it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. So, and he's partial director.
And his wife is
His
in
wife
it
is in
also.
it.
Christian Bell.
Yes, so it's kind of a family project, but he also got Bradley Cooper,
Who is, I
Nice.
think, a good buddy.
who was amazing in Limitless.
Oh, Michael Rosenbaum's in it. Fuck yeah.
I haven't seen this either.
Yeah, but he was awesome in Limitless. He was also in Silver Linings Playbook and was very good, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's funny that Michael Rosenbaum, if you've ever watched Smallville, he played Lex Luthor on Smallville.
Oh, yeah.
And he was also in one of my really favorite cult movies, Pool Hall Junkies, which Christopher Walken was also in. And he does a lot of voices for a lot of cartoons. He plays the Flash on Justice League. He does a lot of voiceover work. He's a great actor, and I don't see him often enough, so it's always nice when he pops into projects. I think Hit and Run would be fairly entertaining.
I've heard and I've gotten people recommend it to me several times, so I decided to watch it. I gotta tell you, I was disappointed with The Bourne Legacy.
It doesn't surprise me.
I was
surprise me at all.
very disappointed. You know what I was never disappointed with? Army of Darkness.
Yep, Bruce Campbell needs to be in my life.
Yeah.
Give
me some sugar, baby.
Love it to death. It's I'm really excited for the remake that they're doing of the original. Fuck, it's the one that came before Army of Darkness.
Evil Dead.
Why is this happening to me today?
Well, it's funny because, okay, Sam Raimi wrote and created and made in film school Evil Dead.
Yeah, and it was awful.
Then
It's
he
just-
remade it.
Yeah, because
and
it was awful.
But then he remade it as Evil Dead.
Yeah,
And it was awful. And so he remade it again
Evil
and
Dead
called
2.
it Evil Dead 2.
which is pretty well the same movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he made Army of Darkness as a sequel, but the Army of Darkness was very comedy,
Yeah.
whereas Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 were very not comedy. They were like legit horror.
Just realized that they were so bad they were funny, and so he decided to
Yeah,
do that.
he
Exactly.
embraced the cheese.
Have you guys seen Evil Dead the musical?
No.
No.
My sister took me to that for my 19th birthday in Toronto. It
yeah.
was so funny.
They tell you not to wear nice clothes. To
Well,
the
if you
show.
sit in the first 3 rows, you're in the splatter zone. So people wear white shirts so they get splattered with blood and have a souvenir at the end of the show.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
It's so fun.
Oh, and you know that they're really staying true to the original Evil Dead if they have that much blood. Like, if they're
Oh, yeah.
spreading it around the first
Well,
two rows.
Evil Dead
covered
2, I think,
stage.
still has more fake blood used in a movie than any other movie ever. I think Evil Dead 2 holds the record.
Oh, no, I'm sure that's been broken. Did you see the blood truck on Hobo with a Shotgun?
That wasn't as much blood.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It wasn't as. It was more effect and less actual fake blood.
Oh no, they stuck very. They used a lot of practical effects for Hobo, a
But-
lot.
But I'm just saying, we should look it up. We should look up the record for most fake blood used in a movie.
But anyway, what I was saying before I lose this thought is they're making another remake of Evil Dead, and he's given it to a new director, a young director.
Yeah, it's not
And
Sam
they've
Raimi.
really legitimized it. Like they've gone crazy high quality horror. And
Apparently,
it got an.
Bruce Campbell's involved somehow.
I hope it's well. I know he's executive producer. He's putting some funding towards it. I don't know if he's going to be involved actually, but it's apparently.
But he's.
very.
Have
very
you seen
brutal.
a lot of Bruce Campbell's stuff since?
Yeah, Bubba Hotep. Seen a bit of Burn Notice.
Burn Notice. Oh my god! What a wicked show! I've seen every episode of Burn Notice.
That's pretty good.
It's a good show. It's well made.
I'm just glad he's around doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I've read his books. I actually have a copy of If Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B-Movie Actor, with his signature on the front.
Nice.
Yeah, I found it in a used bookstore in Vancouver, and they sold it to me for $15. Of course, it doesn't have my name, and I've never met the guy, but I want to, just so I can have him like sign it again and be like, yeah, this one's for you, not that other douchebag.
Okay, so the only straightforward answer I've found so far lists Night of the Living Dead as using the most fake blood based on their budget for fake blood, which was $45,000 just for blood.
But by gallon.
As far I can't find that yet. I'll keep looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll discover it just because.
I'm really excited to see this movie, The Big Easy Express. It's a movie where they get on this train and go across country on this train with Mumford & Sons, Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, and Old Crow Medicine Show.
Nice.
So they go all the way across the country with these people. And I've had it recommended to me by a number of people.
That seems cool.
And it's...
I'm a fan of Mumford & Sons, and to a lesser extent the Old Crow Medicine Show. I saw Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros at Evolve one time, and I'm pretty sure Edward Sharpe was just losing it on mushrooms, because it wasn't a very good performance.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this. So it's been recommended to me by a lot of people that are both musicians and not musicians, like people just love music in general.
Cool.
So I have yet to see Skyfall, and I will fix that. But anyway, so that's our movie and television heavy episode.
Yeah, it's our snow day episode.
It's our snow day episode. It clearly is
Our
snow day.
And now we have to figure out what we're going to do for the snow day. Hey, has anyone...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I kind of blocked that, didn't I?
Yeah, Adam's just sitting here perusing his own DVD collection. You douche.
Hey, shut up. I will kick you.
Cartoon Party 2. Dan is... I'm glad I keep bringing this up, because we're going to have to get around to it one day. We're going to have to download all of these cartoons and have another one.
He was clever, too. He called it Cartoon Party 2. Stay tuned. And he spelled it Tooned.
And that's why we're friends.
Yes. Clever jokes. Yeah, so... yeah, what are we going to do for the snow day?
I don't know. Well, let's start by going to the grocery store, getting some libations and some food, and we'll stock up on provisions before we really bunker in. Or we can go sledding.
Or we could just have a snow fight. Or there's so many things.
I know.
What we're going to have to do is write them down on a list, 1 to whatever, 6, and then we'll roll a dice.
Well, I mean, we have all day.
We have lots of time. We can do them all. See
Heck
how
yeah!
many
I mean,
get
we could have a snowball fight on the way to the grocery store, and then on our way back, I don't know, maybe the sledding.
No, you can sled on the way down because it's downhill.
And then we can have a snowball fight on the way back. Get 2 birds stoned at once. I mean, it's...
Get 2 birds stoned at once.
Yeah.
Thank you. My brother-in-law actually uses that as like he thinks that's how the saying goes. He's from Venezuela,
Yeah.
and his grasp on English is like his English is getting a lot better than it was, but he still says things like that. Like it's like getting 2 birds stoned at once.
And little does he know it's a Rickyism. It's great.
Anyway,
and then we'll figure it all out. I'm still game for whatever, possibly some risk or something.
fair enough. I like the idea of all those things. So, thank you guys for joining us. Find us online. It's on halifax.ca.
Hooray!
Hooray!
And check us out every week. Post on our Facebook page.
We need to take 2 quick seconds to ask this woman over here. Have you made a Twitter handle change decision?
No, I am still gathering suggestions because I haven't gotten anything I absolutely love yet.
So you're just waiting for it to jump out at you. It's got to
I
grab
am
you.
extending the deadline until next week, maybe.
All right, so the letters MJ_979 is her Twitter handle. Tweet her suggestions for a new name. Her name is Emily Jewer. She's the controller here at It's on Halifax. She also does her own video cast called Ham Hands.
Yeah, about local
theater.
Yeah.
So check that out too. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
This episode of It's on Halifax was brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.